Hi, good evening, everybody, and happy Independence Day for all my Indian brethren out there. Today is day 8 of my 7-day challenge, so I'm going to extend it to, or at least try to extend it to 365 days. Let's see how far I get on that. Um, Today's topic is about creating content that converts. If you have been following me on Facebook for the last few days, our last guest spoke about high converting content. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to talk about content that converts. So let's get into it. A few before I get into the main reason or the main steps on how we can do that. uh, let's talk about what generally happens, right? um, in terms of the social media world, we know how much content is being generated out there. Some of it is good, some of it is not so good, but all of it is screaming out for attention. And in that dynamic, to find our own voice and to be heard is something that um, we all kind of struggle with, and we all need to know how to deal with that, right? So just a few things before we get into the steps of how you can do it is, one, to know your customer. Obviously you know this, right? However, to understand your audience so deeply, to that you get their needs, their desires, their challenges, their fears, their pain points, and to be able to address those things is a superpower. The second thing about understanding content that converts is to understand what is the conversion that you're looking for. It may not need to be about sales all the time. It could be perhaps just about, you know, um, asking for a DM, or engaging with a course, or um, sharing and saving. If that is conversion enough, then that is conversion enough for you, depending on where you are in your journey. What does conversion mean to you? Another thing that, along with conversion, is that you need to get comfortable with the idea of selling, whether it is selling products and services, or selling time, or selling the need of connecting with somebody, right? And also, maybe it's not always about selling. If you have ever heard, which I'm sure you have, heard of Gary Vaynerchuk, he has this concept of give, 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 and then ask. Uh, but maybe if you are not so much into selling, or feel a little bit uncomfortable with the idea of it, maybe you should give, 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 give until they ask. Uh, Perhaps that is a framework that is meant for you. So if you know that you can be comfortable with these things, let's get into the 3 steps, right, of being able to create content that converts. The number one thing that you should know about content that converts is that it needs to have a hook. It needs to be able to grab attention almost instantaneously. um, they say on social media that it's around 3 seconds, but I feel that the, at the rate that scrolling happens, it's come down drastically to perhaps a second or two. So, with that dynamic, what do we do? If you are on a video heavy platform, I guess one thing that you could do is incorporate movement. So, you must see a lot of content where people are on the move and, sharing where they are and how, or sharing content as they are walking and talking, right? Um, and this kind of appeals to us as a people. Perhaps that's because when we are consuming content, we are almost all the time sitting back and not moving at all. So just seeing that movement may feel interesting. So we stop the scroll over there. The ultimate goal of the hook is to stop the scroll, right? The other thing is eye contact. We do very well with eye contact. Maybe incorporate that in your videos or in photos. It is in the age where we struggle for human connection. If you could deliver that as an online experience, maybe that would be yours, your scroll stopping moment, right? What about the non-video uh, media or non-video platforms? Over there are power words, and you just need to search power words and pick out the ones that resonate with your audience, as well as your uh, community, and include them in your content right at the top. Maybe like instant gratification, stunning, remarkable, and so on and so forth, right? There are a lot of other copywriting tips, tricks, frameworks that you can use um, for understanding hooks better. Maybe if you're interested and you can sound it off in the comments, I can create some in-depth material on it for you all to use. So hit me up. Let's see if you're interested in that. The second bit of it is something that we keep hearing from almost everybody, and that is value, to bring value, to generate value, right? I'm sure, yes, you guys know what value generation is and what it means, maybe to your audiences. But in terms of how you communicate it, right, what does creating value look like? What it looks like, in my opinion, is creating content that is worthy of either sharing or saving. Yes, likes, comments, and all are good, good to have. But the ultimate value that you can drive is when someone saves your content or someone shares your content. So, what do you need to do for someone to save your content? Now, if you are in the business of educating people, it's right up your alley. Uh, to be able to say worthy content is generally about mm, delivering easy or quick outcomes, right? So right here I am talking about three instant ways. So hook, value, the third one will come. uh, Teaching something remarkable and very valuable, and the third one is obviously saving them time. That how can you perhaps uh, create 3 months worth of content in 3 hours, which, by the way, is one of my workshops. uh, I will soon release that into the world for you all to attend. um, so yeah, so either it's about easy delivery, it's about teaching something remarkable, it's about saving time. So these make, um, rather enable your audience to, not enable your, wrong wrong choice of words. It gets your audience to save that content for later use. What about sharing? Sharing is a different animal. Sharing is about creating content that generates emotional responses: funny, shocking, heartfelt. Those kinds of content tend to be shared often. Um, Politically driven, I want to stay away from that, but yeah, it is one of those things, like extreme left, extreme right. You know, those things tend to get shared often. Yeah, so from that perspective, saving and sharing. Okay, let's move on. What's the third step of like creating content uh, that converts? The third one is action. What does action mean? Action means that at uh, after you deliver value, or even while you're delivering value, is you ask for a low commitment action, uh, or even a high commitment action. If you're that good, then maybe you can pull that off, but at least a low commitment action. And it's important for us to remember to be to to ask our audiences to take that action, right? um, so remember to have an easy low commitment ask from them. It could be something as simple as, hey, if you need more help, then DM me, subscribe, share, comment, um, hop on to a no obligation call. And the third thing is to not overwhelm your audience with asking for a lot. Just one action. Just ensure that you are asking for one single action. And with that, we come to the end of how you can create content that converts in three instant steps. You have a hook, you generate value through your content, and you take action. So that's my time. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And if you, for my own ask, I want to ask you all whether you enjoyed the session, and if you want me to go deeper into any one of these, sound it off in the comments. I'm not going to ask any more this time. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day, and for all my Indian brethren, happy Independence Day. See you tomorrow.